So my name is Tim Daniels. I started a company called Soundwaves about 2 years ago now. I also play in a band called Pineapple Down. My full-time gig is teaching. But clearly I like to keep busy. My passion is music and original music especially.
And how long have you been doing music, Tim?
I think I picked up a guitar. It was my second year of university. I learned kind of late how to play music. But I started out in a ska band playing trumpet in high school. And then so I don't know if you know ska.
I know a little bit about it.
At that time it was like the ska revival, so it was like it was big time back then. But I think my music career really started when I picked up a guitar for the first time and started playing guitar, because then I could finally sing. I didn't know I could sing until I was in university, really, and I could finally sing and write music. And as soon as literally the first day I learned how to play guitar, I wrote my first song. Well, I was doing some solo stuff around Bahamas, around the island. I started at a place called La Hipica. I think it's my first show in Bahamas. So I started playing there, and then I was playing places like Pirate Republic when it opened, and I was playing on my own. And then a couple of people started to come up to me and ask if they could like join in and play. So my friend Jake was the first one. I met him at Pirate Republic during a gig, and then we started jamming together. And then another guy named Ryan came in, so I had two guitarists. And then my friend Janine joined in, and she was playing congas and like backup singing. And then we got a drummer. So it kind of like built up slowly. So Steven Trodzowski is our drummer, and he came in probably around Christmas, like 3 years ago, I would say. And that's kind of really the date I put as his becoming Pineapple Down, when we got a drummer.
So tell me about the name, Pineapple Down. How did that come about?
Well, I was kind of, it's a long story. We had a couple different names, because I was touring as Tim Daniels solo for a long time. And it built up a little bit of a following, so we wanted to keep my name in the name originally, and we couldn't decide what to be. So we started just playing under different names. So every show we would play a different name. It was like Tim Daniels with Strings Attached, Tim Daniels and the Wandering Souls, Tim Daniels and the Education, because a lot of us are teachers. And then eventually we kind of had like a vote on what to call ourselves, and Ryan's girlfriend came up with a name called Pineapple Down.
The light was shining down so bright, it almost made me blind. When I saw you on that pedestal that I put you on so high.
And we all liked it, so it just became Pineapple Down.
Oh, nice.
There is some connotations. I'll let you look up an upside down pineapple, so you can kind of see what an upside down pineapple means. But Pineapple Down is the name. Apparently, the funny thing is we didn't even know this at the time, but if you put an upside down pineapple in your shopping cart, it means a little something. Be ready for something. Yeah, Soundwaves started, I guess it's 2 years, a little over 2 years now. 2 years in November, I think it was. And basically, we were getting I was getting frustrated at going to shows at different bars and stuff, and seeing people like pouring their heart out on stage. And most people are just there to drink and party, which is understandable because you want to go out and have a good time. But I wanted to find a way to make a series or an event kind of that was about the music, and people actually came to like listen to the music. I mean, I love playing for like rowdy crowds that are drunk and stuff, but sometimes when you play originals, people start to lose focus, and just wanted original music to be heard, because that's my real passion. So I started Soundwaves at this place called Starfish Bay, which unfortunately is no longer around. And the first one was like amazing right from the start. We had a great crowd, just amazing acts. Came out of nowhere, just messaging me, hey, can I play? So it's like, yeah. And then the second one we did at the Current at Baha Mar, and that was even huge. I think we had like 300 people at that one almost. And clearly there was an audience for original music, and there was people playing original music. They just needed a connection. So that's kind of what Soundwaves became. And Soundwaves isn't just music either. It's art, music, poetry, we've had dance, we've had comedy, any kind of art form we want to include, because I mean all the arts are just so important. I definitely don't think I saw Soundwaves becoming what it is now. I kind of saw it originally as like a more chilled out art series, and then the following just kept growing and growing, and there was such a passion for this original music that was coming out. And there's a lot of rock bands and a lot of like hip hop bands that didn't really fit into the mold of like more of a curated open mic, which is kind of what it started out as. So it kind of grew. I noticed we had a pretty big audience, so I was like, well, let's start a music festival. So after about a year, I did the first Soundwaves Music Festival, and that was pretty good too. That was at Philosophy, probably had about 600-700 people. which was pretty amazing for an original music festival in the Bahamas. And then we did it the next year and got almost double that out to the Bahamas National Trust, where we raised like $23,000 for Hurricane Dorian relief. So that was really, really pleasing. I really enjoyed that festival, and it was amazing. We had 30 different original acts performing. We had 30 different vendors selling art and food and drinks, and we had poetry, and we just had it was just an amazing vibe having all those people out. The artist community was all out there, and a crowd that was there to hear original music made by Bahamians, and it's amazing to see.
Okay, so give me some of the names of the people who performed through
right.
Soundwaves through the course of the years.
So Foreign Sound is one of my favorite rock bands here. There are rock bands in the Bahamas. Some of my favorite hip-hop acts is Drew Byron, Big Homie Ferb. Judah the Lion is always amazing on the reggae tip. Everybody loves Judah, you know.
Judah the Lion, yeah, killing every song. Hey, please don't take it the wrong way. Come link me in the hallway. Wear what you want like it's funny. Done with the work, let's all play.
Just so many different acts come through, and they're all amazing. Everything from like soca to reggae to punk. Like We The Few is a punk band that's played. We've had some calypso come through. Pretty much anything you can name. We're open to all different styles of music and all different artists. We even had They Vicus, a metal band, come. I think they're the first metal band in the Bahamas, which is pretty
That's
cool.
interesting. We all know this whole COVID-19 situation that's basically ravaging the entire world. How do you see yourself continuing this trend of promoting local artists through original music, arts, and whatever it is that they do through this whole COVID-19?
I mean, it's obviously a tragedy that this has kind of shut the whole world down, and it's been a difficult time for artists and performers because you don't have the option to perform gigs anymore, and that was a lifeline for a lot of, at least the acts that I work with, and a lot of performers around the island and worldwide. They don't have an opportunity to go, perform live and get paid for that, and get their music out there. But there's always a silver lining. So I've started a series called Soundwaves Online because people have just been creating music like crazy because you're locked up. There's nothing else to do. Sit down and write a song. So I think this has been one of the greatest creative periods for people. It's given an opportunity, for people to really focus and have some time to themselves and reflect and really write some amazing pieces. And now it's just all about trying to get those things heard. And the online platform, it took a little while. The first one we did was a little bit rough. We kind of got fixed up some of the kinks and worked those out. And then the last two have been great. I think we had 3,000 views on the first one, and then the second one was like 4,500 already.
Yeah,
it's still rising. So it's going good, and the cool thing, it gives an opportunity for us to involve some international artists that we have ties with too. Like Jesse Patrick is somebody that came and played in the Bahamas, but he's a Canadian. And now he's able to kind of come on that live series and perform. And then we've had people from Scotland, we've had people from England. The next one's going to have somebody from Australia. So we're kind of getting these artists from around the world. And what's great about this is it's exposing Bahamian artists to an entirely new audience.
Now, with the Soundwaves Online, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of the artists you've had on the online platform?
A lot of them are similar artists that we've had on a lot of the Soundwaves. So Foreign Sound, Pineapple Downplay, Judah the Lion. Kairos is a really good new duet. They're a group of females, and they're really a lot of fun. We had a Canadian guy named Calvin J. Kelly. He was really good, and Archie McCallum from Scotland, and then Drew Byron, Big Homie Ferb. Stunnavelli's got some great new tunes coming out. I really like his set. Militant Fire's set, I think, blew everybody away. It was so good. And luckily, at the time we did the Soundwaves Online, he was in the studio recording, so we were able to get a studio performance.
Nice.
It looked amazing.
Nice.
So it was really good, and his music is just
Don't
fantastic.
be afraid to drink, Tim.
Oh yeah, cheers.
We're friends here.
Cheers.
We're friends here. Because I'm drinking.
I'm a teacher though, so I don't drink.
That's a really good Coke Sodio inside that can.
Yeah, that's just Coke.
That cup is
Good,
really,
yeah.
really good, really good.
That's
I'm going to edit that out.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, the future of Soundwaves, I've got a lot of plans that have already kind of started rolling forward. Recently, I bought a music share. So one of the big issues that I kind of found in the Bahamas was that people didn't have music equipment. So what I did is I put some of my own money up and just went and bought some music equipment and now a whole sound system so people can go and play a live show. So this is for any Soundwaves artists that are kind of part of our group. Can borrow this equipment and go and play a show anywhere. Also, we just launched like this week. Registration for Soundwaves artists is free. There's no strings attached, but it's gonna basically create a profile on our website so that we can advertise your music to venues and locations around here, and it's up for the world to see. So you get a chance to put up a video, get your name and your pictures out there, and it links to your Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. And just getting Bahamian artists kind of heard and giving a location where venues can kind of come see artists that we have under the Soundwaves group. And that's just soundwavesoriginal.com if you want to check it out. So there's another big thing we have coming up, which I am like so excited about. I'm probably more excited about this than like anything I've ever done. Just because it's just so beautiful. So obviously we live in the Bahamas, which is one of the greatest countries for scenery in the world. It's just fantastic. When you walk outside, I mean, you see the ocean, you see all the green, and you see the sand, and like the people here, just everything is just beautiful. And we've developed a series called Sound Escapes, which is about to launch, and that is taking Soundwaves artists performing their original music in different locations around the Bahamas. So you get the beautiful scenery of the Bahamas attached to some just amazing music. And always try to kind of match the artist to a certain scene. So the first one we did was with Tanisha Sweeting, who is incredible. Check her out. She's got a beautiful soul and has like a beautiful soft sound where she plays ukulele and acoustic guitar and this amazing voice. So we decided to shoot her on the beach, right on Love Beach. And so we got the ocean in the background, the waves crashing in the sand, and it's a thing of beauty. And then we did Abia at Bahamas National Trust, kind of amongst the wild. She's a really soulful person, and I feel like Bahamas National Trust really has a lot of heart and a lot of passion poured into it, and just the forestry and the natural foliage of like the Bahamas really matched her vibe, and we got her while the sun was going down and kind of becoming dark, and it's just a real soulful shoot. And then the next one we did was Chris Sweeting, and Chris Sweeting is like a sommelier. He's got one of the most unique voices in the Bahamas. Really genuine tunes that have a lot of, a little bit of comedy and a little bit of pain, kind of all rolled up into one. It's just really beautiful music. And because he's a sommelier and a mixologist, we filmed him at Bon Vivant. Yeah. Bon Vivant is a really cool location.
It is a great location. I can never pronounce that place correctly, especially when I'm drinking.
Yeah, so I mean, just shooting people where we thought their music and their personality would fit was a really cool way to do things and really get intimate performances that still have, I mean, it was live, basically. It's that live feel of them doing one take and filming and getting close up with the artist. Jasper Hayward from Jasper Hayward Media and Hot Patty Magazine is a partner. And we also have Cam Lewis, who's one of our shooters. So we've got a great team working on it. And I mean, you guys got something to look forward to for sure. But really, I just want to see artistry in the Bahamas continue to grow. And I think more than anything else, art and music is really a community. And to kind of see that community grow together, as I have seen over the last couple of years, I mean, it's reaching a fever pitch right now where you can kind of feel that it's rising to a point where it's going to explode. We just have so much talent, it's almost impossible for it not to. And as long as we've got everybody working together and we've got the nation, you know, supporting us and supporting local artists and local music, I mean, the talent here is going to go global. Yeah, if you want to help an artist or anybody during times like these, which can be kind of hard, it's really not that hard. You can go and, you know, watch an online show. You can follow somebody's Instagram page. You can start with Soundwaves, which is Soundwaves Original on Facebook and Soundwaves Original on Instagram. You know, just go find a way to support an artist. It's as simple as clicking a like button or sharing, especially sharing is really huge. But yeah, support the passion of your local artists, and that'll make a huge difference in their lives.